For decades, you may have heard this statement: humans use only 10% of their brain. Movies, motivational speakers, and self-help books often claim that if we could unlock the remaining 90%, we would gain superintelligence, photographic memory, or even supernatural abilities. But is this claim actually true? Or is it one of the most widespread scientific myths ever believed? Let's break it down using real neuroscience and verified scientific evidence. The idea that we use only 10% of our brain does not come from modern neuroscience. In fact, it originated more than a century ago. One possible source is the misinterpretation of early psychological research in the early 1900s. At that time, scientists were still discovering how different parts of the brain worked. Another major reason this myth spread was William James, a famous psychologist who once said that humans only reach a small part of their full mental potential. This statement was philosophical, not biological, but it was later misunderstood and exaggerated. Over time, this misunderstanding turned into the claim that 90% of the brain is unused, even though no scientist ever proved such a thing. Modern neuroscience completely rejects the 10% myth. Thanks to advanced brain imaging technologies like MRI, PET scans, and EEG, scientists can observe brain activity in real time. These scans clearly show that almost every part of the brain is active, even during simple tasks like resting, daydreaming, or sleeping. There is no large, inactive portion of the human brain. Even basic actions activate multiple brain regions. For example, reading activates visual processing areas, language centers, and memory regions. Walking activates motor cortex, balance centers, and sensory systems. Listening to music activates emotional, auditory, and memory-related regions. Even when you are doing nothing and just relaxing, the brain's default mode network remains highly active. So the idea that 90% of the brain is sitting idle is scientifically impossible. If humans really used only 10% of their brain, then damaging the unused 90% should not cause major problems. But reality shows the opposite. Even small brain injuries can lead to loss of speech, memory problems, paralysis, personality changes, and loss of vision or hearing. This clearly proves that most brain regions have essential functions. There is no extra or unused part of the brain waiting to be unlocked. We do not use 100% of the brain simultaneously, and that is a good thing. If all neurons fired at once, it would likely result in seizures or system overload. Instead, the brain works efficiently. Different areas activate based on the task, energy is conserved, and neural activity is precisely controlled. This does not mean unused brain, it means optimized brain usage. The human brain makes up only about 2% of body weight, but it consumes around 20% of the body's total energy. From an evolutionary standpoint, maintaining unused brain tissue would be extremely inefficient. Nature does not waste energy. This alone strongly disproves the idea that most of the brain serves no purpose. Movies and fiction often exaggerate science for dramatic effect. Films like Lucy suggest that unlocking more brain capacity gives superhuman powers. While entertaining, these ideas have no scientific basis. There is no hidden brain potential that suddenly unlocks telekinesis or instant mastery of skills. However, the brain can improve through learning, practice, and neuroplasticity, but within biological limits. Neuroplasticity means the brain can form new connections, strengthen existing ones, and adapt after injury or learning. It does not mean activating unused brain parts. It means rewiring and optimizing already active regions. This distinction is extremely important. The claim that humans use only 10% of their brain is completely false. Science confirms we use virtually all parts of the brain. Brain activity is task-based, not percentage-based. There is no dormant 90% waiting to be unlocked. This myth persists because it sounds motivating, mysterious, and exciting. But it is not real. Understanding how the brain truly works helps us appreciate its incredible efficiency, rather than chasing fictional limitations. If you want to learn more, follow Mythiva Science so you can keep learning.